and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Sinisha, and this is the start of the new series where I'm going to show you how to build PeepSo website from scratch. So out of nothing, we are going to create an entire full-blown PeepSo website that you see on your screens right now. We have a shorter version of this video published a few weeks ago, and if you want to see the express version, go and watch that and learn how to install PeepSo in about 20 minutes. In this series, however, I'm going to touch everything from WordPress configuration to Gecko configuration, PeepSo, and for the last cherry on top, I'm even going to do some third-party configuration for you. So, in the first episode here, I'm going to show you how to install WordPress, how to actually choose the hosting provider, how to install WordPress, how to configure WordPress before installing any other plugin, how to install Gecko Theme and PeepSo plugins, and how to configure most of the Gecko so you can see the entire skeleton of the website or frame of the website that you see right now. At the end of the video, you should have the website similar to this one that I'm showing. So let's get right into it. When you're starting a new website, the first order of business is to pick up the right hosting. And we have a blog post for that, which I strongly advise you to read. Link will be in the description below. Also, if you're new to the websites, I strongly recommend to read the software behind your website to learn how servers work in the background. You know, you probably installed the website, or maybe your first time installing the website, but how everything works in the background is explained in this article. So I'm gonna link this article in the description below as well. If I have to suggest one hosting, it will definitely be a Liquid Web. Liquid Web is the hosting that we use in PeepSo.com to run all of our websites. And you need to be aware that Liquid Web is not the cheapest hosting out there. And we strongly recommend it because of their support. If you ever need support while setting up your server, Liquid Web is the place to go. If you feel a little bit more adventurous and you want to set up everything on your own, then you may want to try DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean is the cloud for developers, where you can set up your VPS server for as low as $5 a month, I think. I think it starts with $5 or $6 a month. But the downside of it is that everything server related is up to you to configure. So you will not have a support. You will be on your own when something needs to be updated on the server and so on. So if you know what you're doing, or if you're already a server admin, then DigitalOcean might be the option for you. If not, Liquid Web is my strong recommendation. Finally, let's start with installing WordPress on your website. Here I have the default WordPress installation, where I will choose the English language and press on Continue. WordPress will now ask me for my site title. Username for my admin account by default is set up as admin. I will leave it as admin. And I will use the very wrong password of admin just to allow me to log in to my website quicker. And this is the localhost website, so only I can access. Confirm the use of weak password. Enter an email for your admin account. And I'm gonna discourage the search engines from indexing this website, because once again, this website is on my local host and it doesn't make any sense to have it indexed on the Google or similar website. press on Install WordPress, and WordPress has been installed. Thank you and enjoy. Press on Login, enter your username and password that you set in the previous step, and press on Login. Because I used the stock installation that comes with my localhost software, WordPress is now asking me, actually saying that there's an update available. So let's update our WordPress. And once that is done, it will also ask us to update installed plugins. But let's see what are the installed plugins by default. In any WordPress installation, you will have these two plugins. And if you don't want to use them, I strongly recommend you to delete them. So deactivate if they are not activated and delete these plugins. Press on Apply and remove them completely. Check one more time if there are updates available by pressing on this icon over here with number 3. And it's saying that there are themes update. But we are not going to use these themes. So go to Appearance, Themes, then click on Theme Details for each and every one of them. So Theme Details, this one is in use. So let's activate this one, because that's the latest one, 2022, which will be available. Actually, this one will be enabled in your installation. Now click on Theme Details for 2019 and press Delete. Okay. Find the 2020, do the same things. Theme, delete. Okay. And finally, 2021, Theme Details, delete. Now we have deleted all the themes that we are not going to use, and they don't need to be there because they will simply clutter our backend. The next step to do is to go to Settings and then General. Here you can change the site title that you created during the installation. You can change the tagline if you want. You can change the administration email address, default roles, and you can change the date format here in this settings over here. I leave them as they are and simply save change. Then go to Settings again, but this time permalinks. And change the permalink from plain to post name. Save the changes. What I did here is simply telling the WordPress to change these ugly links into more user or human-friendly links that people can understand. Now go to Pages, Add New. Create the page called Blog and simply publish it. Publish now. And go back to the WordPress backend. Now you will have 3 pages: Privacy Policy, which is in draft, Sample Page, and Blog. Trash this sample page because we are not going to use it. And if you want, you can edit the default privacy policy, or if you're like me, trash it and create your own. So go back to trash and delete those pages permanently. So you only have one blog page available on your website. Now go to Posts and trash the Hello World post. Trash it, switch to trash, bulk actions, delete permanently, apply. Now WordPress in its nature is a blogging platform, and by default it has a built-in system for people to leave the comments on your blog posts entries. And if you don't want to do that, like I don't want to do it in this exercise because PeepSo has an integration with blog posts and you can allow your users to use PeepSo to comment on the blog posts, I will go to settings and then discussion and uncheck this option to allow people to submit comments on new posts. This option is all you need. Simply uncheck it, save changes, and now we are going to rely on PeepSo to handle the comments on your blog posts. This is all you have to do in order to have a clean WordPress installation. So we removed the plugins that we're not going to use. We removed the pages and posts that will only be a clutter. We changed some settings around and prepared our installation to accept new plugins. So let's go and finally start adding the plugins. To do that, go to the plugins and add new. Look for PeepSo, search it, and the first result that comes up, click on Install Now, and then activate the plugin. The latest version of PeepSo will be installed, so if you're watching this video in the future, this number will probably be different, but don't you worry about it. That is simply because the latest version of PeepSo will always be installed using this method. You can dismiss these notices and now go to PeepSo installer. Wait for your license to be checked. Because there is no license key, you're gonna enter your license key over here. And if you don't know how to find your license key, I will leave the link under the like button in the description below. Once your license is entered in appropriate field that you are going to see in your installation, which I had to hide for the obvious reasons, now press on check again and install the Gecko theme only. Meanwhile, you can also remove this notice over here. So let's install Gecko theme. Wait for the installer to download and install the theme. And once it's installed, simply press on activate. As soon as it let me, activate the theme. And now the active theme on our website is Gecko, as you can see here. However, on the long run, you don't really want the parent theme to be the active theme on your website. Because Gecko will get the updates sooner or later, I mean sooner rather than later, and if you try to make some customization in functions PHP file or trying to add some custom functions, all of that work will be lost. So what I recommend to everyone to be the first thing they do when they start a new website is to actually create a child theme for the website, which will be the active theme used for the entire website. And to do that, I'm going to use the third-party plugin called, I forgot how it's called, so we're gonna find it now. Go to plugins, add new, and then search for child. And child theme configurator is the plugin that you want. Install it now. Wait for WordPress to download it. This plugin is completely free and we're just going to use it to build the child theme. Activate it. And now find the options in Tools, then Child Themes. Press on Analyze. Let's close all of this. So press on Analyze, and once it's analyzed, simply go all the way down to the bottom and create new child theme. You can configure the child theme at this point, but that's not really necessary. Now go to Appearance, Themes, and now you will see that we have the active PeepSo theme Gecko, which is the full theme, parent theme, and we have PeepSo theme Gecko child. Activate this child theme to be the active theme on your website. You can now go to Plugins, Install Plugins, and deactivate the child theme configurator and delete it. Now, the only downside of this method when using a child theme is that if version number is different compared to the PeepSo plugin, which is 5.0.11, there will be an ad over here saying that there's a version mismatch. So let me quickly create that mismatch by simply changing this version number to something silly. Update the file. Now I'm just creating this mismatch. This will happen when you update the PeepSo and Gecko theme. This kind of message will show up saying that PeepSo plugins and Gecko theme are not of the same version. And as soon as you install the PeepSo to 5.0.1.2 or whatever the next version or whatever the version you will be used, this error message will show up because our child theme or Gecko theme is not the same version. So in order to fix that, you will go to Appearance, Theme File Editor, find the style sheet of the theme files, and change this version over here to exact version of your current PeepSo installation, which in my case is this one. It may be different for you depending on the time you're watching this video. Now go back to the dashboard, and all of a sudden the error is gone. This is the only downside of using the child themes, and unfortunately there is no quicker workaround to prevent this from happening. So every time you update the parent theme, you will have to, and PeepSo plugins, you will have to update manually the child theme as well. And this price to pay is a very small one compared to all the benefits that child theme is giving to you. So let's see what are the benefits of the child themes. Let's go back to the theme file editor and switch to theme functions. And you can add all kinds of different filters. I'm sure if you try to customize your website, you'll seen the functions PHP file, or you try to play around with it. So you can add all of your customization here. And when you update the parent theme, these functions will remain intact. They will be saved for the future use. So updating the parent theme will not affect any change you create in the child theme. So on the long run, it's very beneficial to have the child theme. And the only downside I can think about is that you're going to have to change the version number of the child theme every time you update the PeepSo plugins. What I personally like to do at this point is to start configuring the base for my website. And the first thing I'll do is go to Settings and then Reading. I know it does not make much sense to go here, but trust me, it will all come into the place. For your homepage displays, change your latest posts to a static page and select below. So homepage is going to be a recent activity, and the posts page is going to be a blog that we created at the very start of this video. Save changes. And now PeepSo can't locate all required shortcodes because we changed the home page to recent activity. To remove this snag, go to PeepSo configuration. Show the tab titles to be easier to see what are all of these titles, the icons, and go to navigation and stream filters. Primary navigation section will show this error over here that page is not found. Simply change it to front page and save the settings. If you still see the error like I do, simply refresh the page and it will be gone. Now the error is gone and everything works. And if we go to our website and visit site link, you will see that now we are immediately went to the PeepSo activity stream, which is now our home page, and the blog page we created earlier is used for displaying all the blog posts on our website. Now switch to Appearance tab, scroll a little bit down and disable PeepSo navigation bar, as well as WordPress toolbar, and change that option enabled to never. Save the settings. And what we did now, we simply deleted this toolbar over here, which will become redundant very soon. And we also removed the WordPress toolbar. Now when I refresh this page, you will see that they are gone completely. Let's now take care of the branding of our website, because we don't want the text to be our logo. Favicon icon over here, we want to change it to something else instead of default WordPress one. We want to change this PeepSo TV, all rights reserved as well. So in order to do that, you will do it all in Gecko Customizer. But before you can do anything, you need to understand the presets. And this is exactly what we are going to do now. We are going to create two different presets and even allow our users to choose them or between them. Right now, you already have two presets, which is Gecko Light and Gecko Dark. And these are the default presets that cannot be changed or altered. If you want to make any kind of change, you will have to create your own preset out of the default presets. So default presets are fail-safe, which allows you to create your own presets out of them. And then if you're not satisfied with the preset or you're not happy with the change, you can simply delete the preset you created and create a new one out of the default. I hope that made sense. So let's create two presets, which are going to be light and dark, and we are going to allow those two presets to be used or changed based on the user preferences. So in order to do that, I'm going to first select the Gecko Light and click on Duplicate. I'm going to give it a new name, call it simply Light Preset, and save it. All right. Now I'm going to choose Gecko Dark and duplicate this preset too and call it Dark Preset and save. Now I have 4 presets in total, light, dark, that I just created out of the 2 default presets. At any point, I can go and delete this preset. Oh, come on. Here in this option, as you can see, there are no such option available for default for default presets. So I'm going to use the light preset and dark preset and completely ignore the Gecko Light and Gecko Dark. Those are just the two default presets that serve one purpose of creating your new preset based on them. And we have a complete video in our feature highlight series where I explain everything about these presets and how to use them. So if you want to watch that video, you can find it in the description below. Now at this point, you need to choose what will be the published preset for the website. So whether is going to be light or black when the user first time visit your website before they choose any option, right? And I'm going to use the light preset for that, select the light preset and publish it. Okay, now light preset is having the default tag over here, but don't be confused with default presets, which are these two. It's the same naming convention, but function is totally different. Okay, so this now is going to be the published preset for my website, and the light version will always be the version that people see when they come to our website. But we also want to give them an option to change the preset when they create an account and log into the website. So to do that, go back to WordPress, then Gecko Settings. And here in User Preferences, you can select Custom Presets and then choose what presets you want to allow for users to choose when they log in. Save the changes, and I show you later how all that works. For now, let's go back to Gecko Customizer and then expand the site tab as soon as the entire customizer loads. Okay? In this section, you can change the site logo, mobile logo, and site favicon. So let's first do the site logo by uploading the new media, and I have the logo over here ready. So I'm going to use this file, use this media. For the site mobile logo, I want to use something smaller. So I'm gonna upload this cropped icon. And also for the site favicon, which is this icon over here, I'm pointing up with the mouse. Let's choose the same file, use this media, and publish. And as you can see here, this is the global settings that applies to all presets. So regardless if I'm currently on light preset, I don't have to go to the dark preset and change all the settings. You see, they are all applied to all presets. And throughout the use of the Gecko Customizer, you will soon find out that there is a lot of global settings that apply to all presets. So you don't have to change everything manually for every single preset. Now, I also want to enable the side navigation. And to do that, I will go back to Categories and then expand Theme section. Scroll down a little bit until I find the side nav and show side nav. Then publish, and as you can see, this is also a global setting, so it will automatically show in the dark preset that we have created. If you already went through our previous video where I quickly show you how to install PeepSo, you will remember that we used the side nav to display our logo, and you can do it by uploading logo here and then going back to the site and choosing not to display logo on desktop or mobile. But I want to use, for this website, I want to use the logo over here, so I'm not going to upload anything in the theme side nav. I'm gonna leave this empty. As a final touch to our site skeleton, I want to change this footer options over footer text over here. And to do that, I will go to the footer. Actually, let's do from the Gecko customizer when you open it the first time. Go to theme, but this time instead of the side nav, go to footer, and you can change the text here. Let's do it like this. PeepSo 5 tutorials, and all rights reserved. I'm gonna change that to available on YouTube. Available. Publish, and it will automatically apply to all presets. If you want to change the colors, you can do that as well. In the same settings, you can find the footer appearance colors, but colors are a subject for a completely different video, because if I start changing colors now and making a color scheme for the entire website, it will take me literally hours. This video will be like 5-6 hours long if I'm going to create every single color. But for every preset, you can change the footer colors, for example. You can change the side nav colors, you can change the header colors. Basically, all of the colors are changeable within the Gecko customizer. And I'll just briefly touch on some of them. You can change the global colors in the global colors, in the appearance. You can change shadows and stuff like that. In theme, for example, you can change in header, you can have the colors for the header text, header logo text, stuff like that. Like I said, changing the color, choosing the color scheme on the website is the process that takes a lot of time, and I will most likely create a separate video where I cover just creating a color scheme from scratch. So I will not do that in this video. And while fiddling around with the Gecko customizer, I noticed that this image is missing. And this is not a bug. This is simply expected behavior, because we created the child theme. And if I open this image in a new tab, I will see that it's tried to be pulled from the site, then WP content, themes, PeepSo theme Gecko child / assets images Gecko PNG. Because we created the child theme, this file is not available here and it cannot be displayed. So I'm going to add that file just to make this a little more nicer, and so we can see the image over there. Okay, so I placed the image on appropriate location in this location that you can see, and now it's displaying properly. So now that we have a skeleton on our website, let's go back to the WordPress and PeepSo installer and install all the core plugins that we can. So wait for your license to be checked and install all of the core plugins. So chat, friends, audio, video, groups, photos, email digest, and user limits. You can install them in bulk by showing bulk options, then selecting the entire core category and click on install. This will take a little while, so I will be back when everything is downloaded and installed. All right, so with the power of the video editing, you didn't have to watch all of these plugins being downloaded and installed. So I activated the entire core list of plugins. I didn't touch any integration and monetization plugins at all. So right now, what I like to do is go to my pages, all pages, and see how many new pages I have. So I have groups, I have members, messages, and all the new pages. And I want them to be easily accessible for my users. Because if you now go to your website, let's close this, you will see that there is basically no navigation except this one. And I want to show the notifications as well, but I also want to show navigation here. And this is the first thing that I'm gonna do. To do that, go to Appearance and then Menus, and then create your first menu below. I'm going to give it a name Main Menu, and display location will be Header Menu and Create Menu, and that's it. Now in this header menu, I don't have any items yet, so I want to add groups, messages, members, user profile, and let's view them all. Recent activity, blog, group, members, messages, and that's it. I'm gonna add them all to the menu and save it. Now some reorganization will be required because I don't want them to show like this. So I want recent activity to become community. So expand the recent activity in menu and change it to community. Now blog, I want to display last. Groups are okay, and members and messages, I want members to be under community. And where is my profile page? Let's add that to the menu as well, like this, and change it to my profile. Save the menu for now. Let's see what we did. Okay, we have a new organization in the menu. So community have my profile and members, groups is the separate menu, and messages is the separate menu, as well as the blog. So nothing found here because we don't really have any blogs. Messages will be displaying all the messages, groups, all the groups that we don't have yet, and community will be displaying our community pages. I also want notifications to be shown here, so let's take care of the widgets for our entire website. Go to WordPress dashboard and then Appearance, Widgets. Wait for it to open, and in the first widget position, which is header, click on plus icon, search for user bar, and add the user bar widget. Content position, we can change it where we want to be displayed, but for now, let's leave it as is and see how it looks. You can always expand it and display either full name or short name, or you can even hide the name so it only shows the avatar. Let's display the short name, display the logout icon and VIP icon if the user have them. In the compact mode, we can either disable it or make it display always. So the compact mode is gonna look like this. You need to click on it to expand it, right? And there's an option to hide it. So if you want the compact mode, you can choose to display it only on mobile, only on desktop, always, or disable it. By default, I recommend setting it to mobile. Let's update this widget, go back to the community, and now we have the easier navigation for the profile and for all the notifications that this user still don't have because we don't really have any content. But now let's publish the widgets in the sidebars. So I want the sidebar left, search for PeepSo, and let's search for browse them all, then search for PeepSo, and show the PeepSo profile. If you want to see how it looks, simply close the options. And now let's say show notifications. I don't want to show notifications because I already have the notifications over here. Having them over here, having them in this widget as well will simply be an overkill in my opinion. But let me just quickly show them so you can see how is that gonna work. So notifications are over here. Show notifications. Do not show them. I think it looks a little bit better because we already have notifications here and displaying them over here. Okay, so let's add some more widgets in the sidebar. For example, let's browse them all again and look for PeepSo. And let's say PeepSo latest members. I want to show the latest members in this widget. I'm gonna limit to 12 members. I can hide this entire widget when empty, but that does not make much sense because we already have the users. And I can show the total member count, update it, and let's see how that looks. It will display only my account because I'm the only user on the website, and it will just display me. But as soon as someone registers on the website, their avatar will be displayed here with the link to their profile, right? So this is how you can add more. If you can add a limited number of widgets in the sidebars. So once again, browse all, search for PeepSo, and let's say I want to show all the friends of my account, which I don't really have, so it's not a good example. Let's remove this widget. Let's add hashtags, for example. PeepSo hashtags. We will not have them. Community hashtags, limit 12. You can display up to 100, but let's say 12 is enough. I can display them as the cloud, list, or midst, sorted by size, and the size simply means how often this hashtag is showing in the activity stream. And minimum post count, let's say, keep it at 0, so every hashtag is going to show. And in the Gecko options, we can have the bordered, default bordered, gradient, or clean, no style. I'm gonna choose clean just to show what is the difference. So you see how this profile widget is displaying with the background, and community hashtags is not displaying this same layout because we choose the different style for it. I can choose the gradient and then select, let's say, this color and a little bit different color, and it's now gonna be displayed like this. So let's refresh the page so you can see the change in effect. All right, I'm gonna remove this legacy widget because I want to display it in the other side. In the other sidebar, actually, what I wanted to say. So not in sidebar left, but in sidebar right. So I'm gonna do this once again. Search for hashtags. not hash, PeepSo hashtags, and add this widget into the different sidebar. So refresh the page, and now this community hashtag will be showing here when there are some hashtags to be displayed. Let's add some more widgets in the right sidebar. So let's browse them all and look for PeepSo once again, and add PeepSo community photos. And for the new one, browse all PeepSo community videos. So right now, my sidebar is going to be showing community hashtags, latest photos, and latest media. It's not showing anything right now because we don't have any content, but as soon as someone starts making content, it will be displayed there. Now, when it comes to frame or the skeleton of the website, you can do more changes. Right now, I'm using the full HD display, and it's a standard 17-inch monitor. But if you have a wider monitor, this site may look a little bit squished, right? So if you want to expand it, you can go to the Gecko customizer and then look for theme, then layout, and here you can say don't be in this width, but instead make it at 100%, so it will take the entire screen, and you can change the columns gap as well if you wish, and change the middle column size, which is this one with the content, and it will automatically expand or shrink based on the setting you choose. So I like this one. Publish this, refresh the page, and now you see the immediate change, how everything expanded to cover the entire screen. However, this can look silly on the big screens, right? So you need to be careful when doing that. My strong suggestion is to never use the fluid width, but instead use the fixed pixel width, okay? And only experiment with columns gap and middle column size. Publish it once again, and our site is now going to look like this, which is okay. However, if you take a look, this columns gap and middle column size is not the global setting. So you will have to apply it to the Dart setting as well. So you can actually have the different layout for different presets if you wish. So in Dart template, in Dart preset, I can set the middle column size to be very huge, and it will be displayed like this. So let's save it. And in light preset, it's going to look like this. All right. So I'm going to use this opportunity to show how users can change the preset on the go. And to do that, they will go to the settings. Preferences will be automatically open. Scroll down a little bit until you find the preferred color theme, and there it is, light or dark preset. The change is immediate, and you will see that it's applying the change from the preset that we set in the Gecko customizer. So let's turn it back to light. Now what I want to do is to populate this website with some content, because I simply didn't used to working with the empty website. So when I come back, this will be a lively community with a lot of users, images, posts, and stuff like that. All right, so this is my website with some members, photos, hashtags, videos, posts, and all the good stuff. But right now, I want to show a splash screen for the users, similarly to what Twitter and Facebook does. So if you go to Twitter and see the home page, you see that there is a splash screen, and you cannot really see anything on Twitter until you logged in. So I want to do something similar to PeepSo, right? First of all, I need to log in as an admin back to my website, and then go to WP admin, create a new page that will serve as the landing page by add new, ignore this, give it a title, and don't add any content. What you do instead is choose the landing template over here and publish the page. Now go back to the settings, Gecko, settings, and redirect guests to our new page, our new landing page that we have just created. Now let's log out. Oh, come on, log out. Visit our website. And immediately you will see a new landing page over here. We can configure this landing page by changing the featured image of the page and even choosing to display header or footer. So let's do just that. Log in back again. And now in WP admin, open the, not configuration, sorry, the pages, all pages. Find the landing page, edit it, and here in Gecko page options, we can choose to hide header and hide footer. And if you want to change the featured image, you can change the featured image by uploading a different file. Now, where was it? PeepSo, and let's choose this one. Set featured image, update it, new incognito window so I don't have to log in, PeepSo5.tv, and now we have it like this. And with this, I would like to finish this first video about how to get started with PeepSo, Gecko, and everything else in between on your WordPress website. In the next episode, I'm going to focus more on the PeepSo configuration and PeepSo side of settings. We briefly touched a few of them in this video, but in the next video, I'm gonna be showing all kinds of different options that you can set for the PeepSo community. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell notification icon to be notified when new video comes out. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Links will be in the description below. Until the next video, I wish you all the best. Bye!